Hey guys, so today let us look at some funny Reddit stories about China and all that jazz. So, people who have traveled to China, what is your what the F China story? I visited Shanghai and stumbled into the marriage market. Hundreds of elderly parents with flyers with photos and resumes of their unmarried adult children milling around, trying to arrange marriages. It was like seeing the floor of a busy stock exchange. Oh man, that is quite the thing, right? So, he's waiting at the ATM, another guy says, standing about 5 feet behind the person, using it like a normal American. Another person walks up and stands directly behind the guy using it. Then another. Nuts to butt, no space between them. I am now sixth in line at the ATM. Your mistake was obviously leaving the 5 feet gap. In China, you should ignore comfort zones and push yourself up against the guy in front of you while resting your chin on his shoulders. Yeah, no personal space in China. So, I lived in China for a few years back. What's so weird is that things that seem strange at first become so routine. I had to rack my brains to think of examples. The one that has always stuck to me was the first bus ride when I went down a slight hill and I feel something warm rush over my feet. I learned the hard way that many babies don't wear diapers and just have slits in their crotch. Yep, that happens. When they have to go be on the street in the store, they just let it flow. Ouch. No, that's not the norm. You don't let your baby go to the bathroom on the bus, okay? So he was just peeing on you because you're white. Make you a little bit yellow. Oh, shit. I'm going to get demonetized for saying that. Got into taxi to go to bus station from Zigong. Happened at Zigong. Right after picking us up, the taxi driver stops and lets in a policeman in the front seat. They proceed to discuss how much it would cost to get the driver's friend out of police detention. Policeman calls his supervisor at the police station to negotiate the bribe amount while getting a finder's fee himself for facilitating the transaction. Wow, that is hilarious. Yep, it happens not in tier 1 cities, right? Tier 1 cities like Beijing, you won't get this type of bribe. But in tier 3 cities or below, you're definitely going to get that. So, let's read one more of this. Went to a temple outside of Shanghai and desperately need to go to the toilet to piss. Oh, I love poop stories, or just bathroom stories in general. I had been many places in Asia, wasn't faced by squat toilets, but this whole toilet block was something else. It was grooty as F, had 1 inch of pool of water all across the ground and smelled terrible. Oh, join the club, man. I've seen stuff like that. No cubicles, no walls, nothing. Just 6 or 8 squat toilets on the ground. I don't recall seeing any toilet paper. Well, you got to bring your toilet paper in China, man. 2 guys shitting. One was reading a newspaper. The other was talking to the other 2 guys who were just hanging out directly opposite him, smoking cigarettes. Dude, like, join the club, man. That's China. I will be pooping, and my friend will be smoking. That's just how it is. So, the only thing unusual for them was the white guy who just walked in. Man, I love this. It's funny, like, the concept of personal space in the West is so just, so, yeah, I'm like, as in you know what I'm thinking. But the West emphasizes personal space, right? So you're not used to people look at your schlong. It doesn't matter. Who cares if it's small or big? Or who cares you got hemorrhoids? You're just pooping. It's natural. So it's really funny, the West, right? Okay, second one. Has anyone ever confronted Chinese tourists overseas? No, when their behavior was out of line. Now, this is funny because Chinese tourists are pretty bad overseas. They're spitting all over the place, peeing all over the place. He was in the Louvre Museum. This is France. An auntie, that's such a Chinese thing to say, was touching a Greek statue. I told her Mandarin to not touch it. It's 2,100 years old and would be no good if the millions of visitors of the museum were touching the statue. She looked like her brain crashed and went into blue screen mode. After a minute, she joined her group and started to talk about me. I didn't feel anything good about doing that. I genuinely care for the statue. It's memory of our common past, us humans. I felt bad that I had to remind someone to care. Yeah, The whole concept of preservation and museums and all that, it's kind of new to my uncle. He one time dug up some Chinese artifact and he didn't understand it was artifacts. So he just kind of like brought some home and then they all just, went to dust. So, it's hard. It'll take 20 to 40 years for this new generation coming up to with these new values, right? So I can't really blame them, but I get everyone's frustration at the same time. So next up we have, I live and work in China during winter break. So he goes to Southeast Asia 3 years ago. He was in Angkor Wat, which is a very beautiful town in Cambodia, or a beautiful ancient town in Cambodia. One section, there's a baby monkey being held by its mother, who is chilling on the ledge of the wall. These monkeys are spooked easily and would spaz out and chase and bite you if you piss them off. So my British friend sees the monkey, baby monkey, candid photo op, sits about 10 feet away from the ledge, slowly moves closer to build their trust. He works to only about 5 feet away from them with his camera out, about 7 to 8 minutes of moving closer. Just then, a little Chinese brat, 8 to 10, comes running up to the monkey, throws a pebble at it, starts fake shooting it with a gun. He's pretending to hold with his hand while making shooting noises. The parents are right near their brat kid and, of course, not reprimand their little emperor. I mean, you really expect them to react any different? There's parts of China that eat monkeys, okay? So at this point, I'm scared for my British friend. And this easily spooked mother monkey holding her baby. A random 50-ish year old Italian tourist walks by, sees this happening, and immediately smacks the little shithead with his guidebook. Oh my god! Scolds him in Italian. Oh my god! You principessa! Motions the kid to fuck off. Wow! He was literally too shocked at being introduced to what real parenting looks like. He just shot over to his parents after a few seconds, sitting there wide-eyed. Then he starts whimpering to his parents, to which they just look confused. The Italian then muttered something at them, gave the whole shitty family the same way fuck off motion. Wow, dude. Well, it's Italians, right? Italians are more patriarchal. Italians will pull this stuff. So, wow, that's let's see. Let's read one more and then we'll go to the next Reddit article. So, staying at a hotel in Kulong's a part in Hong Kong. Family of Nongs claim to stay. I'm not using Nong as an insult. They were straight off some Henan, so corn farm. So we're gonna talk about Henan people. I gotta go full screen for that. Henan people in China are known to be shysters and really low class. So this is gonna be good. All right. So they were there at Tenenbaum. They brought a monk down to some Buddhist event in Hong Kong. There's a Filipina and a local girl enlists me to try to... Okay, so there was local people trying to help them with the Henan people. The girls thought that there was some language barrier. The local girl spoke some Mandarin and hoped that since I had been in China, I'd be able to clear it up. There was no language barrier. It was a culture class barrier. These people, or rather the 4 aunties that took it upon themselves to do so, haggled, bitched, and squabbled over every single fucking thing. They were trying to cram 10 people into as few rooms as possible, trying to get a cut rate. They were hanging their underwear up to dry in the common area after washing it in the bathroom sinks. The kettle doesn't boil fast enough. Unending. It was a daily pastime for them to come down and crab at the staff. They were loud. They were told loudly in 4 languages that they weren't in fucking China anymore, that their behavior was absolutely unacceptable, and there were people willing to pay the going rate for rooms if they didn't like it. They trundle off, clucking themselves, only to be back 2 hours later when they got bored to get yelled at again. Wow. Okay, yeah, I mean, you're dealing with Henan people. Even Chinese people know that Henan people are crazy. So what's your best IE maid story? So, IE maid's kind of like the live-at-home type of maid. So, here we go. My IE back in the day used to clean for a bunch of foreigners. This was all before the food delivery services. We had one pizza place in town. One day she had been cleaning for me for years. She pointed to the pizza boxes stacked in the corner. I said, "What are those things? I see them in every foreigner's house." I explained about pizza. She responded, "I figured it must be something tasty because every single one of my foreign clients had those boxes. I once found one with those little bit left inside and tried to bite, and it was absolutely horrible." I'm guessing she munched on some cold crust that had been sitting in a box for days. Yep, so she didn't understand pizza. First week in China, a few years old, in a hutong. My roommate's at work, so it was quiet in the house. I woke up, someone pounding on my door. I rushed to open it, and my old Chinese woman with yellow cleaning gloves, spray bottle, looks at me. My underwear just gives me a hearty ha 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 and proceeds to walk in and clean. I was absolutely dumbfounded at the time. I am standing there in my underwear with my IE beginning to get angry with me about my clothes or something. I was doing weird pantomime trying to tell her to leave so I could sleep. She was going between openly mocking me in frustration over something I wasn't doing. Maybe I was supposed to get out. Anyways, my roommate explained she was a longtime friend of her family's and she'd been cleaning for them for years. I ended up moving back there long term and she would clean my house every Monday like before. If I was a second late getting out of the house, she wouldn't clean it. She was actually a good IE though, efficient, thorough, and off on her motorcycle she would go. Hardcore IE. Okay. Let's read one more. We hired the uncle from the... Oh, no, this is the same story. Oh, that's all. What? Oh, come on. I want to see more stories. Here we go. Had a long-term IE when I was a kid. We brought her back to Australia for a holiday. So many funny experiences. We were convinced she would like cheese. If she tried real cheese, we were wrong. Big fan of Aussie beer, though. So glad she didn't speak a word of English. The running commentary on the people around Flinders Street Station was fucking hilarious. Okay, we hired an uncle from roommate's school to do our air conditioning. I left the door to my room open because I had an AC unit in there for him to clean. I was out, but when I showed back up, my roommate cleaning that the guy just started cleaning everything. Would not listen to my roommate when he told the guy to just clean the ACs. I had bought condoms on Taobao. Why'd you bring... And instead of one big box, they came in a bunch of little boxes and a bunch of half-empty boxes. Oh no! He consolidated the condoms, putting all the condoms in one box, and then put the bursting box of condoms on top of the newly made bed as if they were fresh towels. Oh man, that is funny, dude. So what did we learn about Chinese culture? It's different. It's funny. And beware of Hunan people. There's a lot of good stuff you can learn from Reddit. A lot of our China is white sex pats, but sometimes you'll get some good stuff on there. So check out our China. Check out all those funny subreddits. And if you like one of this, if you like what we're doing here, we're going to do more. Let me know if you like this OBS kind of thing where we can transition like this. Okay, talk you guys soon. Bye bye. Oh, also, I'm in Mexico, so